We're here with Todd from Michael Kelly Guitars, and Todd's got some new Kelly models he'd like to share with us for 2015. Todd, what you got for us, man?
Well, we'll start with the Rick Turner Design Series. So Rick Turner is actually famed for doing a lot of stuff with Lindsey Buckingham, but he's definitely a famous guitar luthier, knows his stuff. These guitars are kind of special. Most of the time when you look at a thin-bodied acoustic guitar, it's a solid chunk of mahogany or maple that has been routed out. This is actually made like an acoustic guitar. It is a mahogany back, it is a spruce top, and the sides are actually molded and bent and put together like an acoustic. So you'd think it would be heavy, but it's feather light. It uses the Seymour Duncan D-Tar system. So that system, it works on 2 AA batteries, and there's an electronics module in it that actually increases the voltage output 6 times. So it's an 18-volt system. Being AA's, you get close to 300 hours of use out of those, and they're also, a third of the price of what a 9-volt would be. Definitely a very, very cool system.
And you have a nylon string version as well, right?
There's a nylon string version as well with the solid sealer top, and there's also an acoustic bass version. The cool thing about the bass version is that being 18 volts, you've got a lot of headroom. Most acoustic basses don't work on that 18-volt premise, so you lose a lot of that low-end punch that you would have. With this and the system that's being used, you don't.
And how's it been working with Rick Turner?
He's an amazing person on top of being a brilliant luthier. So the guy's a great designer. It's been wonderful, wonderful.
We're still here with Todd from Michael Kelly Guitars, and he's got a few flat tops he wants to show us as well. What do you got here for us, Todd?
Well, Michael Kelly revamped the entire acoustic line over this last year, and we came out with 2 models that have variations of each of the 2 models. So we have the Triad Series and we have the Forte. The Triad Series is special, and that moniker is listed for a 3-piece back. So you've got the flame maple wings, the mahogany center, flame maple back and sides. All of the Triad Series has Fishman electronics. Both the Forte and the Triad have the 0 end-pin bridge, which is a very special thing. This is connected to the top. There's a plate in the back. The strings are easier without using the pins to actually, change your strings, yada yada. But it also does some other things as well. The coils now aren't stuck against that channel. Those coils are actually touching the top of the bridge, as well as the ball end that's attached to the plate underneath, which helps the overall string vibration. It also increases the break angle here. And when you do that, you get proper pressure on the saddle, so it touches the transducer and you get better response. So you don't have that low end drop off because you have even pressure across the bridge.
Looks like you have a nice inlay on the fretboard as well.
Yes, this is the Entwine version. The Entwine has the special inlay. And all of the Triads also have these side ports. For me, as playing acoustics and doing a lot of solo acoustic gigs, you always have your system set up here or set up there, and you fight through it because you can't really hear. You don't have a monitor for yourself. This is like a personal monitor system to me. So when I play it, I can actually hear it. It projects up as well as out. It does affect the overall tone of the guitar acoustically, but it's so minute that you really can't tell the difference. So it's definitely a very cool design. The next model up from this is the Triad CE. Still has the side ports, has the 3-piece maple back and sides, flame maple wings with the mahogany center, solid top, 0 end-pin bridge, Fishman electronics. And that one here, this is a $299 street price as well.
Looks like a lot of guitar for that price.
It is. Well, I mean, the motto on these when we came up with this was boutique within reach. So we use a lot of high-end features, which is something that Michael Kelly was born on, when we started in 1999. We're offering as much as we can product-wise for the price. So we come from a retail background as well, so it makes it easy to think that way. This one is very special. It's a 10-string. There's a lot of 12 strings on the market. This one's a 10-string.
What was the idea behind that?
Well, a lot of times when you plug in an acoustic guitar, especially a 12-string, those octaves overpower the low end, so you don't get that bass response. The true brilliance of a 12-string comes in the higher register. So we took out the octaves, and you still have that low-end bass response, that thump you need, that goes well with that brilliance of the octaves on the high-end register. So definitely a cool design. It's a lot of fun to play, and not having those octaves as well on the top end, it's a lot easier to play.
This also has the wedge, the mahogany wedge with the maple.
Yep.
Excellent.
Triad Series, yep. And then we go to the Fortes. The Fortes are our contemporary cutaway body shape. The Forte 1 has the traditional sound hole, the 0 in-pin bridge, Fishman electronics, the Forte 1 inlay, and all these cool colors. You got the blue, the hint black, quilted maple top, back, and sides, and then this one. This is the whitewash and the blackout. So it has the winter wash quilted maple back and sides with the gloss black top. Those are $299 street. This one just happens to be my favorite. This is the Forte Port. And the reason why it's my favorite is I look back at the days when I was on a sales floor at a very large music store, and a parent would come in and say they want to buy a guitar for their child. Most of the guitars that were available didn't give the kids a fighting chance. So they'd drop it, they'd give it up. This is a very well-built guitar that's easily explained when you look at it, as it looks like a boutique instrument. You can't tell a parent who has no idea the difference between a Dreadnought guitar that costs $199 and a Dreadnought guitar that costs $3,000.
Right.
They don't get it. So looking like this, perception's reality. It looks like a boutique guitar. It has all the high-end features that are easily explainable, and it's a $249 street.
Can you explain to people the advantages of having the offset sound hole?
Advantages itself, it's a personal preference, really. To me, it's a design concept to where you still get the projection you need out of the guitar, and a nice tonal option. It's different than the traditional, but to me, it's more of a design concept when it comes to the look. But it still has an amazing tone.
It also changes what you can do with the bracing.
Absolutely, which is definitely a big deal. You don't have to use a little bit more bracing, and you can fan it out in different ways to where it changes the overall tone of the guitar. Then we have the Forte Port X. The Forte Port X is the high-end finishes with the quilted maple top, back, and sides. They come in the partial eclipse, the blue, the winter white, which is this one here, and the natural with the amber back. It's just a beautiful guitar. And that one's at $299 street.
Very nice looking guitar.
Guitars.
That's great. Well, Todd, we really appreciate your time, and good luck with the new line.
You got it. Thanks, guys.